sudden they say, yeah, we just moved. I'm going, what am I, chopped liver? And of course, I didn't call them. So it's hard for me to hear, yeah, it's you dummy. And I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that, but I mean, that's what it is.
It's hard. It's you go, it's painful. But the reality is, if you're not showing up in a certain, it's so funny how the general public has this impression sometimes, like you'll hear things like, well, I didn't know you sold those kind of homes.
Yeah.
I sell everything, literally everything, even over in Montana, call me first, right? But if I don't say that to them, they may not know that, right? I mean, that's the reality. So we have to change our scripting. When things like that are happening, all we have to do is shift our scripting of how we're talking to the people we know, right? That's the conversation of, there's a guy in Paia, and it's like, ask me how I'm doing today.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. I'd be doing better if you bought a house for me today. Like, it's a joke, but it's a good subtle one, isn't it? Yeah. What's your elevator pitch? So what do? What do you guys say? Don't say sell real estate. Just don't say that. What do you do? So what do you do for a living? Right? You guys want to know my answer? Go ahead and ask me.
What do you do?
I help people build wealth through real estate. Why do you ask? What did I tell you guys in orientation? What's your number one job? Yes, it's lead generate, but what's the other part of your number one job? Ask great questions. Unless you ask questions, you will never know the scenario of what's going on with everybody else. We're going to teach you forward, family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. Do you think if I learned that you have something going on with your family, like, oh, the kids are going to college, downsizing, right? Oh, we're having a new baby, bigger house. These questions actually lead to potential real estate, occupation, how's work? It's doing great, but I'm changing jobs. Really, where are you going? Well, I'm not going to work in Wailuku anymore. I'm going to work in Lahaina. Ooh, crappy commute. Lahaina, want to move? These all things lead to real estate, right? So when we're having these conversations, we're staying aware of what they're saying, because if it relates to real estate, then we need to say, I'm going to be your first call when you're looking to buy or sell, right? That's a vulnerable question when you're talking to someone on the phone and you actually say to them, if you knew somebody who was looking to buy or sell, would I be the first phone call you would make? And you go, no, honestly, don't, these are my great friends, don't BS me, tell me the truth, would I be the first phone call you would make? And sometimes they will say, well, I have this really great relationship with Bob Wills. I go, awesome. Could I be the second person you would call if Bob's not available? Yes. Then I'm going to start marketing to them, sharing them information about their neighborhood, keeping them informed of what's going on, and I'm going to nudge my way up to position 1 without even asking to be in position 1. Make sense? These are the things. If you show up as a person who's providing value in real estate, that's very interesting because you're out there in the community and you're involved in the community. My first real estate company, the one that handed me the pen and said, go say real estate, and I was like, wow, I have no idea what to do. Our broker was the mayor. Not like when people say, oh, that should be the mayor. No, the mayor, the actual mayor. So you'd think everybody would buy real estate from him. Not necessarily, because he was the mayor, not the realtor to enough people, because his scripts kind of sucked. Just reality, right? What you're saying to people and how you're communicating makes all the difference. Yeah? Yes. It is a painful statement to say. And I'll tell you, when you get that call and somebody you know close to you has closed escrow, oh, you are going to, there's a twinge, go to the beach, yell it out, whatever you got to do, and then come back to the fact that that's on you. Because there's something you need to do differently so it doesn't happen again. Right? So let's make it so it doesn't happen again.
Do you have a story of the closest person in your circle that's actually done that? Or your first experience with that?
I've had a couple, and it was in the beginning of my real estate career. I was very much a secret agent in the beginning of my real estate career. Yeah, my husband's a James Bond fan, so it was natural. And it was like, but don't you know? Nobody else knows. They have their life going on. It's so funny when people are like, oh, I'm gonna post on social media, but I don't wanna post the same thing I posted last week. I said, they ain't watching you that close. Post the same thing. Yes, so it happened and I was upset, and I was not at the point in my life where I took any responsibility. It was all their fault. It was absolutely all their fault. They did not call me. 100%. I mean, I'm being straight up with you. I did not have the mentality I have now. This was about 14 years ago. So who I am now is a totally different person. And as we move into the accountable, we'll have a conversation about that. But I wasn't accountable for that being my responsibility. That was totally their fault. And they are bad friends. They were bad friends. I probably never spoke to them again. That's who I was. Like, I was not mature enough to take responsibility and say, that's on me. It's my job. Yes, Kristen.
So I had something happen recently, and same thing. So this lady comes out here a few times a year. She used to live here. She comes out here to visit, and then she does massages the whole time in the morning and makes a ton of money and goes back. So I get a massage from her, recommended from my neighbor, and we're chit-chatting, and she's super nice. It felt like she's always like, hey, coming out, want to see you. So she's telling me about how she wants to come out here, and we're talking about rent. Like, yeah, I might want to come out here, but my daughter, and sounded like she had a lot of things and a boyfriend, and she's just talking about rent and possibly in the future. So I'm like, oh, okay, and I told her that, I'm a real estate agent now, and then like 4 days later, I'm walking by my neighbor's house where she's staying, and we're just chit-chatting, and she's like, hey, I put in an offer on a condo in Lahaina, and I was like, what? She didn't even say anything about buying, and I didn't even think it was like a close thing in her future. I didn't even think she could afford it, and I was like, in my head, like trying to like act normal and everything, but I was in my head, I was like, who did she use? How did she find someone on island? Right. And then I assumed that my neighbor, his landlord, is like a huge real estate agent on the mainland. And I'm thinking, I didn't know if she would have used him, but I wanted to at that point be like, hey.
Okay, so let's use that as a learning experience. So let's backtrack to the conversation we were having. When you mentioned that you're a real estate agent, did you ask if she was at all interested in purchasing property on the island?
Nope, I was having a massage.
Right. Did you ask if she was considering purchasing property on the island? Would she consider using you as an agent?
Nope, I did not ask that.
Did you ask if she knows that you help people on the island buy any type of properties on the island?
Nope.
Right. So you have to go back to the questions you ask, and generally that's what's lacking.
So
it's always the questions.
So that, like, now I look back and I'm like, that was an opportunity of somebody who wanted to move here.
Right.
Didn't mention anything about buying, was like talking about rent and how expensive it is and what job she's gonna be doing. And I blame it on that I was getting a massage.
Okay,
but I should have been like, this is an opportunity. Has she thought of buying?
Right.
Could she afford this? What's her budget? Like, if you're gonna be paying this much for rent, why would you not? Da 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 da. And so now she's left. She's gonna be back here in like a month. And she's like, I don't know. I put in an offer. If it happens, it happens. Just going with the flow. But I want to follow up with her in some way that doesn't, because obviously she's used someone.
Yes.
And maybe ask like, hey, have you heard anything back from, your offer? Did it go through?
So
I don't
you
know.
can't really discuss the offer because that's that's within another agent. But you can follow up with her regarding how she's doing, and usually they'll give you information. It also depends on if she's got a buyer broker signed, which she may or may not. A lot of agents do not have people sign buyer broker agreements. So there's a lot of opportunity there. What I want to focus on is the opportunity, because you now have the experience, right?
Yeah.
So let's go. Here's how you got to look at that, Christine.
Okay.
Will you ever let that pass by you again?
No.
So, right.
No.
It'll never happen again. Everybody in the room will have that same experience and blow it again.
Yeah.
But Christine will not, because once it happens to you, you will not do it again. We call those very expensive seminars. Yes. I have a friend, we would always call each other and be, I just had a really expensive seminar. And that means I blew it and lost major money, right? That being said, it could still come around, but you had the experience. So be grateful for the experience, because now in the future, you are never gonna revisit that seminar, are you?
No.
You're like paid and done, and Christine is gonna ask those questions from now on to like everybody. And she's gonna find buyers and sellers that she never even knew existed because of that experience. So you gotta look at the experience and go, well, that sucked, and what's the positive from it?
Never
How
gonna
wonderful.
do it again. Never.
Yep.
Yeah.
You'll never do it again.
No.
Because that feeling
Yeah.
is what makes you never do it again,
If
right?
there's any inkling or conversation, even if there's nothing there, I'm gonna ask the question.
Ask great questions,
Yeah.
it'll make all the difference. Nice, okay, so that feeds to, because I'm in the business will come to me naturally. I don't need to devote 3 hours each day to lead generation. How did you guys shift that?
I need to be shaking hands with a name tag on 5 days a week so I can build my business.
Very good. Can I make one tweak? I get to be. Gary Kell says, look, you can look at your lead generation as boring as heck, or you can be like, I get to lead generate today, baby. You know? If you're not slightly bored in this business, you're probably not doing what you need to be doing activity-wise. Yeah, that's the reality. All right, give me one more answer.
I put down lead generation is all I have to do to be successful in this business. I'm doing it.
Like it.
Just can't do
Excellent.
one job.
It's amazing how you can fit all the other stuff in when you got the business coming in. So, very nice. All right, step 6. We're gonna go to be accountable. Accountability is first and foremost an attitude and an approach to your entire life. Now, I want you guys to listen to this. An accountable person says, everything in my life is a result of my choices and actions. I own my life. Everything. Good, bad, or indifferent. Can you actually say that and believe it? That's the tough pill to swallow sometimes when you got things going on in your life that aren't the greatest things and you're going, but I don't want to own that piece. Make sense? We gotta own it though, right? That's the reality. So if you're not there, that's okay. That's the goal, is to be able to own all of it. Good, bad, or indifferent. Mr. Kevin.
Excuse me?
All right, accountability is also a tool for continually changing the results in your life in those areas that matter most, your 20%. A person who is accountable in their 20% says, I own my life, and in certain areas I want to continually improve my results. I will be purposeful, and I will be learning based to continue improving. Ignite will provide you with the tools to develop and cultivate your accountability to be successful. If you haven't already, view the 6 Personal Perspectives video on KW Connect. Ask your team leader with a class that we offered in your market center. We haven't, it's been a little while since we've done a 6 Personal Perspectives class, but they're great to take. And take it. All right. We are moving on to getting the most out of this experience. All right. So you have begun an exciting journey towards sparking your business and attaining your dreams. You are not simply a student or a learner in Ignite. You are a capper in training. Does everybody know what a capper is? Okay, no. Christine's going, no. So what a capper is, so once you've capped, it's a very exciting time in your world, okay? So all of you have a year in your business, right? With Keller Williams, like you start, my date is April 1st. So April 1st to the following March 31st is my year, right? So I have to do a certain number of production and I'm paying a percentage, right? You have a split with the office. I'm paying a certain amount of money to them, but once I hit a level, everything past that, I'm not paying them anymore, right? So once you've capped, and you want to cap quickly because then you've got a longer period of time that you, right? Like for me, if I cap in, so what is it, April? So if I capped it up in October, let's say, I'd have November, December, January, February, and March. 5 months, all me, baby. Yes, right? So when you hear about cappers, it's like a really big deal. Yes? Cool, we all understand what that is. Okay, so you guys are cappers in training. So be prepared to do what it takes to be successful in in your real estate career. So what kind of capper in training will you be in Ignite? That is the question. All right, so there's the prisoner. Shaylin, will you read about the prisoner?
Sure, a prisoner has to be there, doesn't want to be there, and doesn't know why they're there. Doesn't engage, spends class time catching up on their emails, escapes by spending time in the hall on their phone, holds on to limiting beliefs, multitasks on their computer by working on side projects, and picks fights with trainer or other participants if they don't agree.
Well, I won't engage. I don't fight with anybody, just FYI. I don't think we have any prisoners in the room, so I'm very grateful for that. Cherish, will you share with us about the vacationer?
The vacationer, a day in training is better than a day on the job. Spends as much time chatting as listening, there to have fun, distracts the class with irrelevant comments, returns late from break and lunch, not purposeful in their learning goals, and OMG spends the day on their smartphone texting and checking Facebook and isn't paying attention.
I don't think we have any vacationers in the room. I haven't seen that. All right, Christine, tell us about the explorer.
The explorer, excited and curious about the new knowledge, skills, and tools they will discover in class, listens attentively, then participates fully in discussions and exercises, asks meaningful questions and contributes compelling ahas, arrives to class on time and returns promptly from breaks, adopts a posture of acceptance, takes notes in their manual for future reference, respects the different learning styles and opinions of others.
How many explorers do we have in the room?
All of them.
All.
All right, good, glad to hear it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way. All right, so we're gonna talk about our action reveal. So down here, this is what we call our missions. Mission means homework, okay? So you're gonna have certain things that you gotta do during the, between the two classes. It's usually watch a video, do a little bit of, research, whatever's got going on. So you guys actually had a homework piece from yesterday. For some reason, your email didn't go out, so I don't blame you, because you're like, I didn't do my homework because I didn't know I had homework. I apologize, that's actually on me. So there's just a Welcome to Ignite with Gary Keller video. What's really cool, so if you notice how it's showing you the mission number 1, there's those little black tabs with arrows, okay? If you guys go to the mission homework in Connect, you can click on that arrow, it'll start that video, okay? So how do you get to your homework in Connect? Who has their orientation binder?
I do.
You wouldn't have an orientation binder because you didn't come to that, but there's a form called click-throughs. I'll email it to you. It kind of tells you how to get to everything. So it's like hover here, click here, go here.
Please, because they say, oh, you should go here, you should go here, you should go
And
here, and
you're
I'm
just
going,
like,
oh, what the
all of
hell?
that stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of a basic, like, hey, I wanna reserve the conference room. Hey, I wanna, get to my Ignite homework. All that stuff's in there, so I'll send it to you. Excellent. So, calendars, so whatever you use. And what's the best calendar to use?
The one you'll stick to.
Yes, absolutely, the one you will use. So, calendar, so smartphone, laptop, tablet, or book type calendar, whatever you use. So from now on, coming to class, if you guys want, bring note cards. Definitely bring your business cards if you have them. If you don't, no worries, we'll bring them when we get them. And stamps. Yeah. Any idea why we need stamps?
Yeah, I mailed them. I bought a bunch of gift cards. I got them on sale at TJ Maxx, really nice Kate Spade ones. So I got like 3 packets, but I haven't got stamps.
So are they note cards?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So in Ignite, you guys are going to be writing note cards to people. Okay?
Wow.
Yeah. So, did I ask you guys about Brian Buffini?
What, who?
Brian Buffini. Do you know who Brian Buffini is? So he,
Heard the name before.
Yeah, so he's a real estate coach. Very successful, has a plane from real estate coach.
The plane
Has a
guy.
plane. He's a plane guy, yeah. Also has this great Irish accent. I really like him, but one of his things is Popeyes, which is actually going and visiting the people you know with some item of value, right? It's literally like cookie dough mix, right?
Yeah.
Like, you think, well, that's silly. But you show up at somebody's door and you bring them a gift, like, who does that, okay? The other thing that they do is they write notes. And we're big about the notes in Keller Williams. It's a handwritten note, right? So other than the holidays, when's the last time you got a handwritten note from someone?
Yeah,
I know, like, my birthday. That's the only other time. I don't know, maybe I got a Valentine's Day card from my husband, but other than that, I don't get handwritten notes. I don't know about you guys. When a handwritten note comes in the mail, do you open that or you junk mail first?
No, yeah, the handwritten note.
Yeah, right? You're like, okay, you gotta use Christmas cards, so that's, where we open our Christmas cards, and we're like, oh, cool, we put the junk mail over the side and get to it later. Handwritten notes to the people that you have conversations with sets you apart. So in class, we're gonna ask you to write handwritten notes. So if you wanna bring your own note cards, that's great. We're gonna have note cards for you as well, but you are gonna have to stamp your own note cards. So we're gonna be working on that, so definitely bring those to class. All right, so the Welcome to Ignite with Gary Keller is one of the videos, and I'm gonna email that to you guys so you can check it out. All right, so every class you're gonna have a mission that's gonna be given to you, which is basically your homework for the next class. Sometimes it's gonna be talk to an agent, sometimes it's gonna be, you know, all different kinds of things. Videos to watch. All right, so expectations for this power session. So capper in training. As a student of Ignite, you are expected to complete the following. Declare your personal big why. Does anybody know what a big why is?
The ultimate reason that you're doing this.
Good way to put it. Yeah. The thing, here's what I say about your big why. It's the thing that will get you up in the morning on the days when you don't want to get up, right? When it's raining and it's cold and you're in bed and you're like, but it's so comfy. It's that thing that will make you get up, get a shower, get dressed, and get to work. That's your big why, right? It's your big motivation piece. Yeah. So we're gonna talk a little bit about the big why. We're gonna set your monetary goal. We're gonna be accountable to your big why and monetary goal. And we're gonna use influencing sales language for 3 business calls today. You guys heard that, right? For 3 business calls. Yeah, you're gonna call. You're gonna get on the phone today. Because what's your number 1 job?
Lead generation.
This is where you say, thank you for giving us time to do our lead generation in class, Nicole.
Thank you for giving us time to do it.
I love it, he actually says it. You're the best. All right. So we are going to, we're gonna go through the ground rules through Ignite. Page 17, that's 17 for you guys, yes?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so we're gonna just go around the room the way we did earlier. Start with you, Marcus, with number 1.
Number 1, arrive to class on time and return promptly from breaks.
Excellent. Okay.
Be fully present, turn your laptops, tablets, and iPhones to vibrate or off.
Very nice. I like the way you say iPhones. We just don't even talk about the other kind. I'm just kidding. It's the big debate, you know, we have to laugh. Matthew.
How you participate in here is how you participate everywhere.
Yes, have you guys ever heard of that? How you participate in here is how you participate everywhere. So that is actually a Petty Big Map's bold rule, and it's reality when you think about it. So when we talked about showing up for a listening presentation, if you're somebody who tends to be late everywhere, watch it, because you will probably be late to your listening presentations, and that's a really bad impression, right? So watch your common activities, because how you show up anywhere is usually how you show up everywhere. So you gotta take a look at those things. Make sense? Good. All right.
Respect the different learning styles and opinions of others.
Very nice, thank you.
Help each other learn, because none of us is as smart as all of us working together.
So true.
Consider everything we discuss confidential.
Unlike Vegas. Christine.
Oh, commit to implementing at least one thing you learned
And have fun,
and have fun.
right? Awesome, okay. So, make it happen, 4 skills. So, what is your job? Number 1.
Lead
We generate.
Yes, lead generate. Okay, who is your customer?
Anyone? Everyone?
Everyone or no one if you don't lead generate. All right, what is your product? That's a tricky one, isn't it? Yeah, it really is. What is your product? Because y'all want to say what?
Oh, really?
Houses, right? But you know it's not. Because you're like, that is not what I am selling. You're right, that is not what you're selling. So what are you selling? What is your product? Yes, Bob.
Here on Maui, I always used to say, I don't know if I was correct or not, but I always used to say I'm not in the real estate business, I'm in the dream fulfillment business, because a lot of people want to buy here that are coming from somewhere else. And so therefore, this is a really big goal for them. So that's the business I'm in. I'm in the business of dream fulfillment.
Isn't that awesome? I love that answer. Did you notice what Bob said when he started that statement?
I don't know if I'm wrong or not.
Does that mean he's willing to learn, even after as many years in the business he's
Yeah.
been in the business? For you. I love that. Thank you. Thank you. Because you will meet agents who are like, I've been in business for 30 years and I know how to do business. And you're like, well, you've been doing it wrong for 30 years, but congratulations. You know, you're gonna meet people like this. They're like, I've been doing it so long that it's the only way we do it. So thank you for being willing to open to that. And you are totally right. Absolutely. You're in the dream business. What else? What are you selling? Sure, you're selling dreams. What are you selling that you provide as well as the dreams?
Investments.
Investments. Yeah. What
You're
else?
selling yourself.
You're selling yourself. So what about yourself are you selling? What specifically?
Wealth generation.
Yes.
Your usefulness.
Your usefulness. So what about you is useful?
Knowledge and experience.
Knowledge and experience and expertise. Yes, that is what you are selling. That being said, what we have a tendency to do is verbally vomit all over everybody that wants to pass by us. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Like, you're just like, let me just tell you why I'm awesome in every single way, shape, or form, and let me just talk to you about it for like 20 minutes. Okay. Ask questions. They don't care what you know until you find out what they want to know, right? Don't assume you know what they want to know, because you haven't asked them a question, you don't even know what they want to know, right? So how do you figure out what somebody wants to know? Ask them a question. But don't verbally, you're gonna want to do this. You're gonna want to do this. You're gonna be like at an open house and somebody's walking and you're just gonna be like, and they're gonna go, holy dang, didn't need any of that. You're gonna leave, right? Instead of saying, so what do you think of this property? What do you think of this location? Like, ask them questions, right? Make sense? Yeah, ask questions.
I was told, they don't care what you know till they know that you care.
Well, they know how much you care. They don't
That's a good one.
care how much you know until they know how much you care. And asking questions, that's that's the underlying thing. It's the best way to let someone know you care, is to ask great questions. Yes, 100%. All right, so now we know our project. So today you'll learn 4 new skills essential to gaining a strong customer base and having success in real estate sales. So you're gonna know your big why and monetary goal, commit to daily lead generation. Are we all gonna commit to daily lead generation? Yes. All right, use influencing sales language and be accountable to your big why and monetary goal. All right, so big whys, let's talk about big whys. What drives you is not only your mindset and attitude, but what you're passionate about. All right, what stirs your soul? Why are you in this business? And if you tell me to make money, I'm not gonna argue with you, but the money fuels something. That's the question, right? That's the question. What does the money do for you? I mean, we live in a monetary society, so none of you have to say, well, I know it's not all about the money. Okay, well, the money is good for the good it can do, right? The money can do a lot of good if used in the right way. So how are you going to utilize it to create your big why? All right. What stirs your soul? Why are you in this business? What do you hope to achieve for yourself and your family? The answer to these questions are the basis for your big why. And to fuel that big why will take money, an income goal. So to achieve success, you need motivation and inspiration for doing it. Your big why. So passion for your big why. Anyone can achieve the goals set in this course, but not everyone will. Why do you guys think that is?
Isn't it just like how people go to university and get a degree and then never end up in that career? Like maybe they realize it's not for them.
It's a good analogy, yeah, that's possible. Not everyone will. There's a myriad of reasons why not everyone will, right? So the journey requires discipline and commitment to follow models, systems, and a schedule every day. Underline schedule. It requires passion towards something bigger than the task at hand, your big why. First, have a big why built around your passion, and then follow the models you'll learn in this course. Keep doing it, and you'll achieve grand success. All right. So, top agents can all articulate their big why, and you will be able to as well. The big why is what keeps them going when they're tired, bored, or disappointed. It's the spark that ignites their way every day. Your big why might be to have your financial success tied directly to your efforts instead of a salary controlled by the opinions of a boss. To build your own business, to achieve a bigger life through your business. Big future. All right, do me a favor, you guys. Uncross your legs, put your feet on the ground, close your eyes. Let's walk through a little something here. All right. So let's say it's 12 months from now. So the date is January 14th, 2021. Now imagine you're sitting here and it's January 14th of 2021. Your business is thriving and your life is everything you've dreamed of. Take a deep breath. Your customers rave about the experience and value you provide and think of you when they have a real estate need. Your family and friends are so proud of your success and are consistently referring business your way. Take a deep breath. You are helping others live their dream of owning a home because you are focused on helping them get what they desire. You are building the foundation and momentum for your entire career and gaining relationships and experiences and the income you desire. Take a deep breath. You are the top agent in your market center, or Rookie of the Year if you're new. You're poised to hire a part-time assistant to handle your 80% while you take care of the 20% that grows your business. You are on the path to build a career worth having, a business worth owning, and a life worth living. Take 3 nice deep breaths. As you exhale your 3rd breath, go ahead and bring yourself back in the room and open your eyes when you're ready. Take yourself to the activity on 21, and you're going to write your answers to those questions. on to page 22. And then do the first and second parts while you still have all this fresh in your mind. So from your answers on the previous page, write one statement that summarizes your big why. This is a work in progress. If you don't have it exactly right, it's perfectly okay. Just the best you can right now. And then follow the directions under that. Anybody need a little more time? So how was that? Huh?
Motivating.
Motivating? Good. Anybody willing to share their big why? Marcus?
Use my time to work on creating things that I imagine, work for the sake of art and contributing, use my ideas to help other people make their ideas a reality.
Very nice. Can I ask what you put for what could get in the way of achieving your big why?
Energy lulls.
And how can you prevent that?
I call it the 3 S's: sunshine, sweat, and socialization.
That's awesome. Good job.
Thank you.
Sunshine, sweat, and socialization. I gotta write that down. 3 S's. I love that. All right. Anybody else willing to share their big why? Hunter?
First part was just, this is my chance to prove and reassure myself that I can be my own boss, be accountable, and that I am ready to succeed. And basically, then it was, like, right now I'm working for someone else and they dictate my hours and all that, so.
Freedom?
Totally, yeah, financial freedom and time,
Right.
and just getting to where, like when we closed our eyes, I saw, like, where I'd want to be, have my own place, start a family, things
Nice.
like that, so,
Did you write down start a family?
yeah.
Good.
I wrote, yeah, kind of a lot.
Very nice. All right, so what could get in the way of achieving your big why?
I just put, things, kind of like what he said, little lulls, where you kind of lose motivation, or, maybe not following through on some things.
Okay.
And I said I can prevent that by having, goals, a plan, and like daily reminders or kind of notes to self, things like that, just so every day is kind of in your face, just
Very
not
nice.
forget. Yeah.
Very nice. Like that. Anybody else want to share? Christine?
I said finally I'd have a career that I'm passionate about, that truly interests me, where I'll never know everything, and where the possibilities are endless.
They definitely are endless. Very nice.
Yeah.
And what could get in the way?
Time.
And how can you prevent that?
Delegate. Like lessen. I've got the energy, but I'm not like shiny things, but I feel like I have to do everything myself.
A control